Ladies and gentlemen, what is good? What's up? What's up? It's your boy ACS. V is NR is sort of on assignment tonight. On assignment. That sounds no. He's busy. He's busy. So he's not able to join us. Honestly, this is pretty much gonna be it's gonna be a shorter show. Obviously, when it comes to NBA news, there's two games that have taken place. The first two games of the NBA Finals have taken place since the last time that you saw us jump on here and stuff. So let's see. All right, trying to make sure y'all can hear me. All right, let me get a couple things pulled up. Man, I just throw this right. I just go ahead and pop this up here right here. Yeah. It's a Replay Hoops, June 6th. Welcome to the show, y'all. Like I said, not much to talk about except for the first two games of the finals. Some doozies that they were. I'll give you some thoughts as I sort of get stuff up right here. How y'all feeling about the finals out there, man? Post in the comments. How y'all feel about the finals so far? If there's any fans of the two teams that are playing to sort of place themselves amongst history, right? What you think of the series so far, man? What you think? I'll tell you, man. I'm about to get into it in just a second. Let's see. Get this thing going. When was game one? Wednesday. We'll go back to that one and take a look at the score or whatever, and then we'll look at game two, which was last night. So, yeah, like I said, man, series has been before the series started, obviously I picked the Knicks. I said the Knicks in 6. I think I said the Knicks in 7. And my esteemed co-host picked the San Antonio Spurs in 6 games, I believe he said. So, obviously, as of right now, those things have changed, right? Yeah, me picking the Knicks, and I picked the Knicks in 7. Still can go 7. He picked the Spurs in 6. Still can go 6. Like, none of that is up under the table yet. But if the Spurs don't win game 3, that 6 is out of the question for them cats. You know what I mean? 6, it had to be the Spurs in 7. All right. So, let me get some things pulled up. All right. Let's get into this, man. Let's look back at game 1. Obviously, game 1 was Wednesday. Let's see. Got that. All right. So, yeah, Wednesday was game 1 of the NBA Finals. Obviously, right here, you can see the final score. No, I'm not giving away 5 free boneless wings, bro. I am not winning. Stop. Let me get the ad. Let me see. Well, it's going to be on the screen anyway. It's at the top right there, too. So, right there, you see the score. Knicks 105. Spurs 95. Look, man, Spurs come out hot. I can't remember what the lead was. They put up on 14 points or something like that is the lead that they had on the Knicks early in the game. And obviously, look, there's a couple things that I want to take note of. You're ambiguous kind of guy. I don't even know what that means. I'm ambiguous. I'm a Hawks fan. I'm a Packers fan. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway. Yeah, no. When it comes to this game, look, as you can see right there, Jalen Brunson, 30 points, Victor Wembanyama, 26. Look, man, look. First of all, let me bring this back down to make sure this shit is clear in some of my thoughts. Jalen Brunson is becoming that guy. Not shooting too well through first 2 games of the series. However, when it's very important, when it counts, when Jalen Brunson, I mean, he's the most clutch player in the NBA. He won the award for most clutch player, right? So I can't remember the metric within the last whatever minutes of each half of a basketball game with the score being close, however close the score is, they call those clutch time points or whatever. So don't worry, I'm going to research that so I can talk about that with some more education next time. But Jalen Brunson is the most clutch player in the NBA. The NBA says so. I can't argue with that because I've seen him do it time and time again. And that's what happened at the end of this game. The first game 1, the Spurs, man, they let the Knicks get back in it, right? Their crowd was pumped up. You see Victor Wembanyama had 26 points. Let me get this pull back up. Victor Wembanyama, 26 points. Let's look at the box score real quick for this game, man. Let's check out the box score real quick. Let's see. Hart had 3 points. Don't be fooled by that 3 points. I'm sure anybody who watched the game and sort of understands ball, even just a little bit, don't be fooled by just the 3 points Josh Hart had. You know what I mean? 15 rebounds, right? 2 offensive rebounds, 4 steals, 6 assists. Homie put it together. He wasn't all about the points. He was he was as important to this first game 1 dub in the finals as Brunson was, as Karl Anthony Towns was, as any player on the Knicks was, right? OG Anunoby, right, came in there with 17 points. You had 18 right there from Cat. Mikal Bridges had 9 and 30 from Brunson. Shamet came in with 13 off the bench, 6 from McBride. Mitch Robinson with the 2 points. Alvarado with the 7 points. And as we go down here to the Spurs, Vassell, 9 points, 16 for Champagnie. Champagnie be shooting that 3, bro. Victor Wembanyama with the 26, 17 for Stephen Castle, whatever. De'Aaron Fox, 7 points. The young lad, Dylan Harper, came in with the 16 points on the smooth shooting, right? Players that did not play, coach's decision. Kelly Olynyk, damn, bro, they said, nah, bro, you ain't getting in there. Let's see, Daddy Diawara, Kolick, Socket, those cats right there for the Knicks didn't get in there. Coach's decision, they just didn't get to play. Game was too close, dog. You know what I mean? These cats right here that you might be used to seeing, they only come in when the Knicks is up by 40, bro. And the Knicks have been up by 40 and 30 points a lot of times in these playoffs. So that's why you've seen some of the cats. You ain't seeing them in the finals, dog. Not unless the score gets crazy or there's some kind of injuries or something crazy like that. So, yeah, man. Spurs up in game 1, 14 points. Let the Knicks climb back in it. And then, you know, as we all know, when it gets to be a certain point in the basketball game, when the score is close and you need somebody to sort of put it away, Jalen Brunson is that dude, man. I saw him do something in game 2 last night. Bro, anyway, let's get back. Let's go to game 2, man. Let's go to game 2. Like I said, not going to be a long show. Just sort of going to go over the first 2 games and give my sort of thoughts on this. So, yeah, man. Game 1, the New York Knicks, 105. The Spurs, 95. It was also one of those situations to where, you know, Brunson was putting up the layups and scoring the points right there at the end of the game. Just putting it away. That's what Brunson pretty much has been doing this entire playoffs. And once again, I'm a Hawks fan. Y'all, I'm still going to be out here telling y'all the Hawks are second best. If the Knicks win the series, especially if the Knicks finish the series without a loss, and that means they only had 2 losses in the playoffs, Knicks second best team in the NBA. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to game 2, which was Friday, which was last night. I watched this game almost in its entirety. By the time I got home from work, it was still in the second quarter. Saw the Knicks go on a little run at the end of the second quarter, which put them up by 4 points at halftime. All right, so Karl Anthony Towns right there, 21 points. Victor Wembanyama led the Spurs, scoring with 29 points. Get to the box score. Now, obviously, as we look at this game, coming out of halftime, the Knicks was hot. The Spurs were not. You could look at the thing any kind of way you wanted to. The Knicks were shooting good ball, playing good defense. The Spurs were playing decent defense, but there was a lot of turnovers there. And every time somebody on the Spurs would get buckets, so would somebody on the Knicks, coming from some unseen places. Mikal Bridges had a couple threes out there where he was popping. You know what I mean? So let's pull this up here. Obviously, Josh Hart didn't have the game he had. Still impactful, still a starter, still out there on the court, making moves. 6 rebounds, all defensive, and he didn't score any points in this game. Luckily for him, the Knicks were able to pull this one out. So OG Anunoby, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 13 rebounds, for Cat right there with the 21 points. Double-double Mikal Bridges, 20 points. Jalen Brunson with the 20 spot in this game. You got some points from Shemet, who came in with some. You had 7 points from Mitch Robinson, Jose Alvarado, 2 points. But he also came in there and played some nice defense. A lot of these cats on here, like you see the point totals weren't that high. What they did in this game was can't be quantified unless you saw it with your own eyes. Just good defense, playing good defense, getting, putting themselves in position to disrupt whatever offense that the San Antonio Spurs were trying to come up with and trying to run, right? Now you get to the Spurs, man. Devin Vassell, 14 points, 29 for Wemby. Sam Penny had 8 points, couple threes. Stephen Castle, 14 points. Darren Fox, 20. You got 15 from the young rookie Dylan Harper. And then got to Keldon Johnson got 3 points. And that was all the score for the Spurs as far as that goes. Not many players, bench players put points up. And as you can see, these are the cats that didn't play. Coach's decision, they ain't playing in these kind of games, dog. They got to have the best people on the floor. Now, obviously, when it comes to game two, we all saw what happened toward the end of the game, right? The Knicks were up. The Spurs go on like a 14-0 run, get themselves right back into the game. The score is 101 to 100 Knicks. Wemby drives the lane, gets fouled with a smooth finger roll, puts that thing right in the cup, gets fouled and one. And then obviously, let's see this. Yeah, couple down by 14, right? Then they get the and one. The Knicks go back down the court. Missed the shot. Brunson goes up. Nice shot. Good look. Obviously, Wemby was in his face, but Brunson can handle that. Barely misses the shot. Wemby gets the rebound and goes to pass it up forward. Looks like the Spurs are about to put points on the board. Hits Castle in the back. Brunson steals the ball, catches that turnover. Wemby fouls him out of bounds. Brunson gets 2 free throws. Makes the first, misses the second one, but the first one was all they needed, right? The score was tied. At 105 or 104, Brunson's free throw put it to 105, 104. The Spurs get a good look. They come down, they call timeout. They come down there, they get a nice play ran. Now, the only thing I didn't agree with necessarily with the play was I thought they should have tried to. I get what they were trying to do, but in that case, when you ain't got that many seconds left, if you miss the first shot, you have to have time to make a second shot, right? I think it took them a second or two too long for the first shot. Wemby don't necessarily have to be open to shoot that shot, dog. He's Wembanyama. The motherfucker's taller than everybody else on the floor. He could have saved the second with that sort of pick and roll that they did where he came open and Mitch Robinson was out there guarding him. I felt like if he would have shot that a second sooner and they were able to get that offensive rebound, then the second shot, although it would have to have went up as fast as fucking possible, might have had a little bit more time for a better look and things might have turned out differently, right? So, like I said, the 7 seconds that were left on the clock, that was just not enough time for oh man, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Harper who dribbled the ball, sort of went up. And oh, by the way, shots out. This is kind of all over the place. The pass that gave the ball to Wemby so that he could do the finger roll. Nice by Harper, dog. He drove down there. Normally, young cats are too eager to throw the ball up and just try to score some points or do something fantastic. He realized there were two defenders there. He was not going to get that ball up. Probably would have missed it and would have lost a lot of time in the process. So he looked for whoever was open, and of course, he found Wemby. And, Wemby laid the thing in and got fouled on it, which was what put them ahead in first place to make the get into the game sort of what it was. Couple things to note. So far in these playoffs, the Knicks, in the whole playoffs, the Knicks have showed themselves to be some switch specialists, bro. Switch specialists. When they want somebody who can't guard Brunson on Brunson, then they get somebody who can't guard Brunson on Brunson, right? We saw it against my Hawks when it came to how the fuck I'm forgetting it. You saw it when it came to the 76ers, especially when it came to Cleveland and they kept getting James Harden on Brunson. He can't handle it. The Knicks are switch specialists, bro. I don't know how other way to put it, man. When they are out there and when they want a matchup, they can get that matchup. Same thing in game one when it came to Wemby, right? The Spurs, they just kept trying to switch out so they can get somebody on Wemby, and Cat just always ended up there. D his ass up, man. Let's not forget about that again. Like I said, it's all over the place. We didn't get a chance to talk about game one. Let's not forget about Cat's performance in game one. As of right now, in my eyes, the MVP of the 2026 NBA Finals so far has been Karl-Anthony Towns. I can't take nothing from him. Cat has been playing dope as hell. Billy, what's up? I'm doing a show, dog. We're talking about basketball, right? Talking about the NBA Finals and shit, right? I thought that the Knicks sort of at the beginning of the second half in the third. No, not the second. At the second quarter, started to sort of prod the officiating a little bit, put a little hard fouls out there, a few of them that didn't get called, a couple blocks that, and I think that when it comes to the officiating in the finals and in the playoffs, to be quite honest, I think the officials are like, yo, if somebody goes to block a shot and they hit the ball first, they don't care if they slap the two eyeballs out of your head afterwards. As long as you hit the ball first, I think they're not calling any fouls. Because I've seen plenty of times when you go through the replay. Last night, there was one on Castle. There was one on Castle, right? I think, was it Cat? I don't think it was Cat. Came through, blocked the ball first, but then as his hand carried through the ball, he slapped the taste out of Castle's mouth. No foul, bro. And I've seen that over and over again in these playoffs thus far, is that I think that's what the refs say. If you hit ball first, the secondary stuff is out of here. I kind of agree with that, dog. You go for a block and you block the ball, but you make a mistake and hit it in the face. The block is the first thing, right? I mean, I kind of agree with that. I kind of like the way it's being officiated, dog. I kind of do. As compared to the previous series with the Spurs and the OKC, I like the way this one has been officiated way more. And so, Wemby with the late turnover. Obviously, you've seen him in his press conference. He regrets it. He sort of apologized for it, not in those words, but man. Look. We mentioned before this series even started, a couple of the things that happened. Wemby throwing Brunson's 61-point ball into the crowd and things of that nature. Hey, man, the Knicks ain't forgot, man. They ain't forgot. And I think last night was something where the Knicks kind of let that game get away from them. The Spurs got hot, which is, basketball, especially in the playoffs, in NBA basketball, is a game of runs. The Spurs got hot. The Knicks got cold shooting the basketball. And so the Spurs were able to get back in the game. Obviously, Wemby hits that shot and probably leaves the Knicks. They had a timeout left, though. The Knicks kept a timeout in the back pocket, so they would have been able to try something depending on how much time was left. But Wemby hits that shot. It probably leaves the Knicks like a second and a half, 2 seconds to get a shot off. They had a timeout. They would have taken it out down there on their side of the court to try to get a nice look. Who knows what would have happened? We see good players miss game-winning shots all the time. Jordan, nor LeBron, nor any of these cats, nor Steph Curry, none of these cats, Larry Bird, none of these cats have hit every single game winner they've ever shot when they've been given the opportunity to try to win a game at the end, right? So it just happens. Wemby will get plenty more opportunities in career to do that, and I'm sure he would do it. But yeah, man, the only thing I got to say looking forward is I think if the Spurs don't win game 3, I think that's what you would call a fucking wrap, right? If the Spurs can't win game 3, I'm sure every single basketball person who's out there would probably say that that is as close to a wrap as it gets. I think that it's going to be crazy in Madison Square Garden Monday. The cheapest ticket you could get was $10,000, which is absolutely fucking absurd. And I think that that crowd and that place, I'll be surprised if the foundation is still sitting in Madison Square Garden. Jenny, what's up? Long comment. I'll just read it. Hey, everybody's want to let you know I appreciate you. I respect the person you're. Hey, I appreciate that comment. I do appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. You say, are you on my Discord? On the different guys of anytime you feel free to message me. I love you. All right, man. Hey, that's cool. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the love. We appreciate the love anytime we can get it. If this is the first time you've ever tuned into the show, I do have a co-host who just couldn't make it tonight. His daughter plays travel baseball, and they had a late tournament today. By the way, if you've ever been a parent whose child plays travel ball, you know how that shit goes, right? So he'll be back next week. I'm sure game 3 will be on Monday. Expect the Garden to be absolutely insanely raucous. Like I was saying before I saw that message, I expect the building to be shaking in New York. Like no finals for the Knicks since '99, and they come into this motherfucker 2-0. Bruh, let me tell you something. That place is gonna be insane. Gonna be insane. So, anyway, I told you this is gonna be a short show. I gotta wrap this thing up. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I appreciate all the comments, man. Billy, Jenny, what's up? I appreciate you commenting on the show. Get this down right here. So yeah, once again, if this is your first time tuning into the show, I appreciate you. We always try to go. We don't really our schedule floats a lot just because we both have like full-time jobs and it's just crazy life. We don't work the same days every week and things of that nature. So we get in where we fit in, obviously. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Game 3 of the NBA Finals will be tomorrow or Monday nights starting at 8 p.m. We'll give you our thoughts on Game 3, probably Tuesday if we can. And you guys take it easy, man. Yeah, live long and prosper or something of that nature. Peace out.